So y'all see how everybody mad at that black couple that said that they will not be leaving, that they told their kids that they will not be leaving an inheritance to them if they marry outside their race? Folk was talking about some damn, oh, I can't believe we're doing this in 2025. Oh, I can't believe this and that. First of all, the parents built the wealth. It's their money. They can determine what they want to do with their money. Okay? Plenty of stipulations are put on inheritances. Okay? Like, my ex-husband could not get his inheritance if he didn't marry at all. Okay? Like if he had a child out of wedlock and if he didn't go to college. Like if he didn't go to college and complete his degree, he could not get his inheritance. Those were stipulations that were put on his inheritance by his daddy that was leaving it to him. Okay? So anywho, he received a partial inheritance, but he never went to college, so he never received that money. And in my opinion, I'm not gonna judge nothing that those parents decided, because at the end of the day, you know how difficult it is for the black community to achieve wealth and obtain wealth. And do you know how many times wealth from the black community has been obstructed or removed by various communities? And it reminds me of this story that I want to point out too, about this very famous athlete, right, who was engaged to this white woman. And when the white woman found out that all of his money and assets were in his mother's name and not in his name, she called off the engagement. Okay? I don't know if he was from Africa or wherever the hell his ass was from, but she called off that engagement so fucking fast, and that shit popped off about a couple months ago. So there are times, right, where people from other communities are not marrying black people with good intentions. Okay. And some of y'all was running around in the comments and y'all was saying, oh, but what about marrying for love? It would be marrying for love. They never said that the person, that their child could not marry an interracial person. And marry interracially or marry a non-black person. They never said that. Okay. So it's like your child can marry a non-black person. They just will not get any of the family inheritance when they do so. That's all they said. They could marry him. Okay, the family will probably accept them and all that shit, but they will not be getting nothing. Okay, and in my family, we have a very similar thing too. Because at the end of the day, we have land that's passed down in our family from literally emancipation. Okay, and houses passed down by my granddaddy that passed away. Stuff passed down from my great granddaddy. Okay, and we're just not gonna I fully am aware that there are people who literally seek out black people of means to basically lift their wealth up off of them. So it's like, it's okay if you want to sit up there and you want to marry somebody and lose your money that you worked hard for, but you're not finna lose my money. Okay, you're not finna lose my money. You take the inheritance, you build a building, or you start a business or something like that, and that lady take more than half your shit. I'ma crash out from the afterlife. Okay, I'ma crash out from the afterlife, because what the fuck are you doing? Okay, I feel like people just being delusional. It's like, yeah, you can do that, but I'm not gonna give you my money to do it. Okay, like for me, like my dad, he set up a thing for his like inheritance and trust for my kids, and he done told them, he done told the boys, if you have a child out of wedlock, you will not receive your portion of the inheritance. I bet y'all won't argue about that. I bet y'all won't think that's unfair. So basically, if they create a baby mama, okay, they don't get married, they don't get no money. Y'all not gonna argue about that shit. Y'all not gonna think that's wild. Okay? So whatever stipulation these parents want to put on their money that they're passing down, their assets that they're passing down, that's their business. That's their damn business. And plenty of interracial, couples, the non-black portion of it got cut out of their inheritance for marrying a black person. Okay? If you love that person, you gonna do what you gotta do. It's gonna be about love. Cause ain't no way for it to be about money unless it's your money. Cause it won't be mine. Have a good day. Cause the fuck you mean we sat up here and we did everything we could to hold on to this land since emancipation, since 1867, and you decide you want to sign over the damn land that you inherited to a white woman. We done survived massacres. We done survived redlining. We done survived predatory lending for you to get married to a white woman and give her our shit. Absolutely not.
Alright guys, welcome to today's video. The title may provoke you, but the conversation is real. Black people are no longer interested in interracial dating, and in this episode, we are examining the historical, cultural, psychological, and social factors behind this shift in dating preferences. So, guys, people are here sharing their stories, data, and perspectives. Oh, guys, what does this change tell us about identity, community, and love in 2025? So, guys, let's continue watching. I'll be coming back with more commentaries because we are going to explore the growing conversation around interracial dating and why a rising number of Black men and women are choosing to date within their own community, from the cultural alignment and shared values to historical context and social pressures. Let's get into these videos. I'll be coming back.
Interracial dating in the Black community. I think that there is such a stigma in our community when it comes to interracial dating. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have seen Black women get dogged on for liking another race outside of her own. Like, the way these Black men would just like vandalize, terrorize this woman, like in the comments and everything, calling her all these type of names because she simply found someone outside of her race who she likes. Like, I think y'all forget that the point of dating and marriage and that kind of shit is to find someone who fits your vibe, to date with them, grow with them, love them, and, you know, have kids and shit, have a family. Why are we hating on somebody who simply found love? Okay, she didn't find a Black king, so what? She's out there and she found love. Why are we hitting on them? And the same goes for the Black woman. Why are we hitting on Black guys who are with white women or Latino women or Asian women? Like, it doesn't matter to them. Why? Why are y'all being so bitter and toxic and angry because someone found happiness? Like, guess what? In the day, they together, they happy, they living their best life, and you're bitter, sad in the comments, like hitting on them because they found love and you're lonely. You're single. Why hate? Why is our community just so toxic these days? Why can't we just be happy for the next person, happy for one another? Be happy that somebody found love in this day and age. In this world, with how people act these days, the cheating and the toxicity and the standards and whatnot, if a man and a woman found love, shit, good for them. I'd be so happy if they found love because it's so hard to find these days. But our community is just so toxic to those interracial marriages or the interracial couples is just so insane to me and so nasty, bro. Be happy for them. Be loving, be kind. So what if they're not Black? It doesn't matter. There's nothing in this world that says a Black person has to be with a Black person. Ever. They don't have to. And there's no reason for you to get upset because they don't want to be with a Black person. Simply. Just be happy for the next person and move on. It's interracial dating for a reason. Let a nigga be happy, bro. Just be happy.
Now, checking my DM, since y'all are going through my story times and stuff, enjoy my page. But I've seen an influx of DMs from Black women, Black American women, of course, and y'all are telling me that you've been in an interracial relationship. I'm so shocked I'm getting my words twisted. And you've been called the N-word by the person you're dating? No, baby, that has never happened to me. Yes, I've dated white before, and you can look at me and tell. That's not gonna go to. I've never had somebody disrespect me. Now, we know internet trolls say it, but I've never had somebody that I was in relationship with, even a friend, call me the N-word to my face. Look at how big I am. You can tell that's not gonna go the way you expect. I exude an energy you know not to even try that. Even if I'm laughing and jovial and hee hee ha ha. No. And you can tell some of them that use it because they stop themselves. They be like, hey, you know, somebody, a friend, you know, like, because But anyway, honey, no. If you are a Black woman and you've dated a white man and he got heated and called you the N-word, why would you? That's not your fault. Every woman don't have a good, strong energy like me. But I hope you left, because that's not normal. And that has never, ever happened to me. I don't even really know what to say other than people can be racist and still like, you know, to be with you. Just because they have a Black girlfriend or a, you know, a white girlfriend or a white boyfriend or a Black boy, whatever you want to spin it, don't mean they ain't necessarily racist after they done called you that. I'll give you an example. when I worked at Walmart, there was a lady older than me, and she took to me because we were just talking in the break room, and we talked about one of my exes being white, and she was married. Okay, she said that when she was married, that she couldn't talk to her husband about racial issues because they got into it. And I said to myself, like, and to her, before I said it to her, if you're married to somebody that you can't even, y'all are interracially married and y'all can't even bring up social issues, then you're married to somebody that is not respecting you. And she was just like, I just don't bring it up. I said, okay, that's you. But as for me, I would never tolerate that. The whole point of this is to say, if you are a black woman and you date a white man, he call you the N-word, that's not a husband. That's not a good boyfriend. You're dating. You're sleeping with the enemy. Wake up and get out of that.
So a couple of days ago, I made a TikTok about the fact that so many Italians judge me for the fact that I'm with a black girl, for the fact that she's alternative, so she looks different. And the TikTok apparently went on the For You page in Nigeria, and so many Nigerians are commenting, hating, saying all kind of stuff, saying that she's ugly, that she's better without makeup, calling her all type of names, that they agree with the people they insult her, and that's just really sad because she's Nigerian, she's one of your own, and you're just making fun of her, insulting her, and that's really, really bad. I don't think anybody should do that. I don't think you should come on my page, on my TikTok, insulting her, okay? Look, she's right here, she's about to start her makeup, and she's beautiful. I don't think that, look, really, she's more than beautiful. Like, what are you guys talking about, okay? It doesn't even make sense what you guys are talking about. So for me, I don't care what you guys say, okay? She's an artist, she's alternative, so she likes to wear makeup, she likes to express herself like that. And I don't need any of you guys coming on my page, commenting, adding, insulting her. I don't need any of that because I'm not dealing with that, okay? I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. It's not gonna change my opinion that I have of her, anything. You just are sad and ridiculous, that's all.
Black women. We have so many single men who are looking for black women, and you ladies are not showing up. You ladies are not showing out the way that I expected. The DMs, all the messages that you leave on my page, I don't understand how there are still so many single men. I mean, black men, white men, they're everywhere. What are you ladies doing? Where are you ladies? I need you ladies to pop out, show up, and come find the love of your life. So if you are a single black woman, please drop a comment, introduce yourself, let the men here know who you are. Now is your time to shine. So ladies, if you are single, go ahead and drop that comment, and do not forget to follow. Find your match.
So I'm having a conversation with a new girl at my job, and she was praising her husband. She's like, I have the best husband in the world. He loves me so much. And I asked her, I'm like, okay, what happened? I'm thinking he upgraded her ring, surprised her with a vacation. He dropped her off to work this morning. They live in New Jersey and work in the city. And she said, he has a car, I don't. So he normally gets up and drives himself to work, and I have to take the bus. She said, I have to take 2 buses and a train. And she was like, today he woke up in such a good mood, and he said, I'll take you to work. She's like, on top of that, we stopped at the bodega, and he paid for my coffee and my sandwich. Ma'am, he does not like you. He does not love you. This is why you don't idolize relationships. You don't idolize marriages. A lot of women are single married moms. They have children too. And she said normally she has to take the bus everywhere with her kids because he has the car. He does not take his wife and his children anywhere. And she was praising him. Oh my God, he's so great. He had time to drop me off. I'm just so thankful for him. He's such a good husband. She doesn't even realize she's a single married woman. Like, she doesn't realize it. She's a single married mom. She does not realize it. And it's so sad, but I couldn't even say anything. I was too stunned to speak. A lot of men marry women they don't like to make their life easier, and a lot of men use women. This man is saving and stacking money so he can leave her. What do you mean you're married and you're working 2 jobs? What do you mean you're married and you're taking care of the kids by yourself? What do you mean you're married and your man doesn't even take you to work. Like, what do you mean? That makes no sense whatsoever.
This beautiful girl right here is going viral on Facebook right now because she says, I'm a white passing mixed girl. And baby, the comments did not disappoint. Now, first, before I get into the comments, she said, of course, my papa is black. And we knew. Then she showed a picture with her mother and we were like, we knew. It's the comments for me. Is white passing in the room with us? Because I'm tripping. Or on the, of course, my dad is black. It's that predictable. Favorite, she thinks she's married for sinners. They said that hair is very ethnic, sis. Nice try though. White passing? No, baby. At the Klan rally, you will stand on the same side as me. May the Delulu of white passing never touch my son. Moral of the story, you not gonna play me like that, right? Oh, child. Sorry, I had to post that this morning, y'all.
Getting on the internet to act like black women have some weird fetishization of interracial relationships when black women are the most loyal, myself included, to black men is a choice, and it's weird. If you're on your Dr. Umar shit, by all means, you don't fuck with interracial relationships. That's fine, right? Like, especially y'all only do it when it's black women and white men, but if you don't like that, that's okay to say you're on your Dr. Umar shit. Like, I'm super pro-black. My family jokingly calls me Sister Soldier. But getting on the internet to act like black women have a fetishization for interracial relationships because you don't just want to be a hater like you are as regards to a new young girl that's in a relationship with a white man is weird. And I'm looking at y'all weird because just say you're on your Dr. Umar shit. That's okay. You don't have to like interracial relationships, but acting like black women fetishize interracial relationships when black women are super loyal to black men is weird, and it's a choice, and it's an agenda that y'all are trying to push. Getting on the internet to act like...
Every time I say I'm not going to talk about race, I end up talking about race. But I have an honest question for the fellas and for the ladies. What are some things you struggle with when dating a woman within your own race or dating a man within your own race? And I'm talking to all races of men and women, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. And do you think it's easier to date outside of your race? Or is it more difficult? Why or why not? Give me your honest take, but be respectful. So what do you guys think?
So I'm going to talk about another controversial view, and that is interracial marriage, especially within black men and white women. I'm going to try to use history in order to make these points because history is factual. It is not emotional. Periodically, I will add my little 2 cents in which you will know. So the first thing, and before y'all get to me and say love is love and it doesn't matter who you love and all that good stuff, yes, it does. History has proven otherwise. We have got to stop looking at an idealistic view of the world instead of looking at how the world actually is and dealing with it from there. We have got to stop this nonsense that love is love, because love has never been just love. My first reason is history, is why I'm saying that I do not encourage interracial dating, is history. The most known case y'all know is about Emmett Till. Some people know about Rosewood, Florida, the massacre that took place there. And there was also the Atlanta massacre. I'm actually in Georgia, so I'm always going to bring up Georgia. But history has taught us that even if the white people, white men, believe that a white woman is being looked at, what they are willing to do and the depths that they are willing to go. 2 is also safety. This is an unsafe situation. In all of these instances, it was not just the one person or one thing that got killed or unalive. There was buildings that were burned. There were other people who were affected. Even so, in some of the massacres, it was, well, most of them, it was kids and children. People had nothing to do with the actual incident itself. In this case, a lot of cases, it was just a white woman stating that a black man had looked at her. Okay, which goes to my number 3, white woman, tears and the imbalance of power. You're purposely setting yourself up for a power imbalance within your own home, black men. So if you know that a white woman can pick up the phone and call and spread those tears around and automatically you're at a disadvantage, how can you claim that you really have power or voice within your own household? I want to know. If you are in one of these relationships, please let me know. Also, I'm going to go back to safety in history. We know that when race riots break out, there are sides that have to be chosen. If you are married to a person who is not of the same race as you, when it comes down to it, what side do you choose? Also, to that same point, if you are my brother and you are married to a white woman, I am now questioning where your loyalty lies. Also, if you are my brother and you are married to a white person, you should also question where other people's loyalty lies, because when it comes down to the moment, you really don't know anyone. People do things in order to survive, and that also means that they will throw you under the bus so quick. However, if you are my same race and we're fighting for survival together, it's different. I'm just saying, something to think about. And then my last reason is legacy. When you look back at your great-great-grandparents and you start looking at the legacy that they left behind, the generations, what does that look like? Does it turn white? I never want my legacy to be that way. I want to make sure that everything that I have worked for and I have sacrificed for will always remain in the hands of Black people. I am not working just for my kids. Today, I am working for the legacy that I plan on having. I am working for the next generation. There is under no circumstances that I would ever want that legacy to land in the hands of white people. That would be a disgrace for me. I promise you, I may have to come back from the grave itself before I allow that to happen. Okay? Think about all the work, all the suffering that has been done for you to be here at this moment, and the fact that it could possibly land in the hands of a white person because your son decided he was going to marry a white woman, and God forbid he passed away and it's in the hands of that white woman because that's what the will said. It went from him to her. It just don't sit right with my soul. But y'all tell me what y'all think, because to me, this is bigger than love. This is bigger than love. We got to start living in reality.
Oh yeah, guys, to understand the present, we must look at the past. Historically, dating was deeply shaped by segregation, racism, and anti-miscegenation laws. For centuries, Black people were legally barred from marrying or even associating in intimate relationships with white people in many places. These laws didn't just disappear overnight. The psychological and cultural scars linger. And over time, as legal barriers fell, interracial relationships began to increase. But even then, those relationships were often framed through a lens of exoticism, fetishization, or power imbalance. Many Black people entered interracial relationships hoping for social mobility, validation, or access to predominantly white spaces, but those motivations were not always healthy. So if today some Black individuals are choosing to pull back from interracial dating, it may partly be a reaction to that legacy, the rebalancing of agency. So let's talk about modern social dynamics. Fast forward to the 21st century, the world is more connected, diverse, and complex. Social media, dating apps, and shifting social norms have transformed how people meet, how people flirt, and partner up. But with those changes come new tensions. For instance, representation in media narratives. A lot of interracial relationships in TV, film, and pop culture portrays certain tropes, black partners are often secondary, exotic, or supporting characters rather than leads. This shapes expectations and filters which relationships are seen as desirable. We can talk of fetishization versus genuine attraction. Some black people report experiences of being fetishized by non-black partners, not because of them, but for their race. That can feel dehumanizing. Over time, many decide they don't want to risk that by entering interracial relationships. We can talk of community pressure and solidarity. In some circles, there is an increasing emphasis on building within the black community, economically, culturally, socially. Some feel that by dating black partners, they are reinforcing community bonds, cultural continuity, and shared life experiences. Let's talk of cultural compatibility. Even beyond race, culture matters: language, traditions, family expectations, values, upbringing. Some people simply feel a greater affinity for someone who has experienced a similar cultural milieu. Then let's talk of psychological and identity factors. Let's delve into the psychological side. Why might a shift in preference occur? We can talk of self-love and resurgence of black identity. In the past decade, there's been a robust resurgence of pride in black identity. Black is beautiful. Black excellence, especially in the face of racism, police brutality, and social devaluation. As people become more secure in their identity, they might prefer partners who understand and celebrate that identity. Let's talk of avoidance of trauma and hurt. Dating across racial lines can come with additional emotional labor, navigating microaggressions, explaining cultural references, confronting partner prejudice. For some, it becomes exhausting to always hold space or to explain oneself. The safer route, someone who gets it without needing explanation. Let's talk of power and agency reclaimed. For years, interracial relationships have sometimes been framed as desirable because of assumed status or access. Now, many black individuals are rejecting that paradigm. They don't want to date someone just because they perceive they have privilege. We can talk of past negative experiences. Negative past relationships, feeling exoticized, fetishized, or misunderstood can lead to generalized caution. Over time, those cautionary experiences can shift preferences towards more manageable risk in partner selection. To be honest, this is not a universal truth. There are many black individuals who continue to enthusiastically date interracially, and that's perfectly valid. Preferences are personal, often nuanced, and subject to change. Some counterpoints to consider include diversity and exposure. For people in diverse areas or cosmopolitan settings, exposure to multiple ethnicities may breed more openness, not less. Interracial love can bridge cultures and foster solidarity. Then we have individual differences. Not all people are driven by identity politics. Some prioritize personality, values, interests over race. Then we have generational shifts. Younger generations sometimes see race as less of a barrier. Some may feel colorblind in relationships, although that ideal has its critiques. Then we have global context. The experience of interracial dating in, say, Brazil, France, or Nigeria will differ drastically from the United States or the UK. Cultural dynamics, colonial histories, and local social structures all matter. Yes, given this trend, what are some broader implications? We can talk of we can talk of dialogue around racism in relationships, greater emphasis of intra-community dating, reevaluating desirable standards, risk of insularity versus unity, evolving narratives in media and pop culture. Then we can also say that, in summary, The idea that black people are no longer interested in interracial dating isn't a blanket rule, but rather a reflection of evolving priorities, shifting identities, and a reclaiming of agency. It's a conversation about power, respect, shared culture, and what love means in a world that is still grappling with race. So guys, what do you think? Is this trend you've seen in your own life? Do you agree or disagree? Kindly drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk it out respectfully. Thank you. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video is meant for educational purposes, commentary purposes, as well informatory purposes. Thank you. Have a nice time. Kindly like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Bye bye.